13 Fundamentals of Forbearance, Refinance, and Reinstatement. The following afternoon, Tom called Mark with a question. Mark, before we move any further with the short sale, I need to ask you something. Of course, Mark replied. My brother thinks we're making a mistake. He says we should ask the bank for a forbearance instead. My neighbor says we should refinance. And my father thinks we should somehow catch up on the payments and keep the house. Mark smiled. Those are all good questions. Let's sit down and talk through each option before you make any decisions. The next morning, Mark met with Lisa before meeting Tom and Emily. I know what a short sale is, Mark said, but I want to make sure I explain the other options correctly. Lisa nodded. That's exactly what a professional should do. Remember, our responsibility isn't to tell homeowners which option to choose. Our responsibility is to make sure they understand the options available so they can make an informed decision. She wrote 3 words on the whiteboard: forbearance, refinance, reinstatement. Let's start with forbearance. Lisa explained that a forbearance agreement is a temporary arrangement between the borrower and the lender. The lender agrees to temporarily reduce or suspend mortgage payments while the homeowner works through a temporary financial hardship. She emphasized the word temporary. This option works best when the homeowner expects their financial situation to improve. She looked at Tom's file. If Tom had been out of work for only a few months, but had already returned to work with sufficient income to resume making payments, a forbearance agreement might be worth discussing with the lender. Mark nodded. So the lender isn't forgiving the missed payments. Correct. The payments usually have to be repaid according to the agreement reached with the lender. She explained that every lender has different programs and approval guidelines, making it important for homeowners to communicate directly with their loan servicer as early as possible. Next, Lisa circled the word refinance. A refinance replaces the existing mortgage with a new loan. She explained that refinancing may help homeowners lower their monthly payment, obtain a lower interest rate, or change the loan term. However, she continued, refinancing isn't available to everyone. Lenders evaluate factors such as credit history, income, property value, existing equity, current lending guidelines. If a homeowner has missed several mortgage payments or owes substantially more than the property is worth, qualifying for a refinance may be difficult. Mark looked thoughtful. So refinancing works best before the financial hardship becomes severe. Exactly. The earlier homeowners ask for help, the more options they may have. Lisa then pointed to the third item, reinstatement. This is often the fastest way to stop the foreclosure process. She explained that reinstatement means bringing the mortgage current by paying all missed payments, applicable late fees, and other amounts required by the lender before the reinstatement deadline. If the homeowner has access to the necessary funds, Lisa explained, reinstatement allows the loan to continue under its original terms. Mark smiled. So if someone receives an insurance settlement, inheritance, work bonus, or financial assistance from family, reinstatement could allow them to keep their home. Exactly. But remember, reinstatement only solves the missed payments. It doesn't solve an ongoing affordability problem. If the homeowner still can't afford the monthly payment after reinstatement, they may find themselves facing the same situation again. Lisa leaned back in her chair. That's why every solution has advantages and disadvantages. She reviewed Tom and Emily's situation one final time. They've experienced the long-term reduction in household income. They don't have sufficient savings to reinstate the loan. They don't currently qualify for refinancing. And after discussing their options with the lender, it appears a forbearance agreement won't resolve their long-term financial situation. Mark nodded. So for them, the short sale appears to be the most realistic option. Lisa smiled. Based on the information we have today, it appears to be. But remember what we've said throughout this course. We educate, we explain, we refer clients to qualified legal and tax professionals when appropriate. The final decision always belongs to the homeowner. Mark gathered Tom's file. I think I'm beginning to understand why there isn't one solution that works for everyone. Lisa smiled. Exactly. Every homeowner's story is different. And the better you understand these options, the better you'll be able to guide your clients through one of the most difficult decisions they'll ever make. She stood and picked up another folder. Now that we've discussed alternatives to a short sale, let's begin building the complete short sale package and learn what lenders expect before they make a final decision. Key takeaways. Forbearance is generally intended to help homeowners experiencing a temporary financial hardship. Refinancing replaces the existing mortgage with a new loan and may not be available to every borrower. Reinstatement brings a delinquent loan current by paying the required past due amounts and applicable fees. Every homeowner's financial situation is different, and no single solution fits every circumstance. Arizona real estate professionals should educate clients about available options while remaining within the scope of their license. Online discussion question 1. When might a forbearance agreement be a better option than a short sale? Answer. A forbearance agreement may be appropriate when the homeowner's financial hardship is temporary and they reasonably expect to resume making regular mortgage payments after a short period of recovery. Question 2. Why isn't reinstatement the right solution for every homeowner? Answer. Although reinstatement stops foreclosure by bringing the loan current, it requires the homeowner to pay all required past due amounts. If the homeowner still cannot afford future mortgage payments, the financial difficulties may continue. Question 3. Why should a real estate professional discuss several alternatives before recommending a short sale? Answer. Every homeowner's financial circumstances are different. Educating clients about all available options allows them to make informed decisions after consulting appropriate legal, tax, or financial professionals.